let's add some shadows to our pack visualization. So the circles would probably look much better if they had a slight shadow, giving the whole visualization more depth and making it more clear that we have a hierarchy here. And shadows with SVGs are one thing I definitely always have to Google. So let's look for SVG and shadows, and the element which we need to create here is a FE drop shadow. And as you can see in this example here, which is creating 3 different shadows, we need to specify them in a depth section, and then we can apply them by using the filter attribute. So let's try to copy over this depth section to our SVG. We only want to have one shadow, so let's delete the other 2. And for our circle, we need to use those filter attribute. Here are the styles of our circles. So let's add the filter, which points to the shadow ID. Now, if we look at our visualization again, we can already see that there's a small shadow. Let's take a deeper look onto FE drop shadow, what we can actually change in it. And we have a delta X and a delta Y value and a standard deviation. So let's maybe work with these values in Inspector so we can immediately see how they change. We need to find our depths, which are here. And let's first try to increase the X value to 1.2. And if we do so, then you see that our shadows are moving to the right, so they are moving on the X-axis. And yeah, probably no surprise that if we increase our dy value, they are moving on the Y-axis. If we increase our standard deviation, the shadows will get more blurry. And yeah, I think this looks really good. So let's just copy over those values. So now we can clearly see that we have a hierarchy here, but we're also slightly cutting out on the shadow on the bottom of our visualization, because right now the visualization is just as big as the biggest circle. So let's change that, and let's maybe reduce our pack visualization to 480. So it's rendered a little bit smaller. And we need to do the same for our tree visualization, because down here the circles are slightly cut off as well. And if we change those sizes, then you can see that now the circles are fully rendered. And yeah, we can still morph them with the added shadows.